Hi, my name is Cheyenne. I have chosen family as the topic for my presentation. So to start off, sociology is the systematic study of society and social interaction, and the sociological imagination is the ability to understand how your own past relates to that of other people, as well as to history in general and society in particular. Why is this important? Well, the sociological imagination allows us to think about different aspects of society and how our views as well as others are shaped by those aspects. Furthermore, and more importantly, it allows us to remove ourselves from those biases to view functions of societies through an objective lens. This objective lens is very important because without it, we would not have a proper view of the functions and symbols and conflicts in our society, especially in societies that are vastly different from ours. Structural functionalism, also called structural functional theory, sees society as a structure with interrelated parts designed to meet the biological and social needs of the individuals in that society. Family is definitely one of the foundations and/or pillars of society. It is necessary for the progression or regression of society, meaning both positive and negative. What we learn carries on, society affects family, and more importantly, family affects society. What we learn through our families, what we are socialized with through our families, we carry on and we use to impact the world around us. The sociological concepts are family life course, family of orientation, and nuclear family. Along with the life course and the family of orientation, the family life cycle and the family of procreation are included to help analyze and determine why the others are important or more important. So the family life course is a sociological model of family that sees the progression of events as fluid rather than occurring in strict stages. It allows for more fluidity, as in the definition, and it is definitely a more complex way of thinking and analyzing family life. Whereas the family life cycle, which is seen as the precursor to the family life course, is a set of predictable steps and patterns families experience over time, as seen in the chart at the top right of the screen. It is a much more rigid way of thinking, and it is definitely less complex. There are many reasons why a family might not go through some of these stages. It can be that there are disabilities, there are tragedies, or maybe there's an adoption and you don't go through the first, or you don't go through two through four on the stage scale. So it is definitely important that we have this newer way of thinking so that we have a better understanding of how a family goes through life. The family of orientation is the one we're born into, while the family of procreation is the one that is formed through marriage. The family of orientation is definitely most influential in our development of self, or who we are or who we become to be. What we learn from our families, we then take and use to make our own families, whether that be in a positive or negative way. Our experiences determine how we interact and react for the rest of our lives, and that is definitely seen in how families function. This can have very positive effects. You know, your parents were this way, so now you're exactly this way with your kids because you had a very positive experience with that. Or it can be negative, which is why we can see perpetuations of those types of things being seen throughout generations, or why we see people breaking that cycle. The nuclear family is a very traditional family. It is two parents and children living in the same household, traditionally a married husband and wife. However, um, with modern age comes progression, of course, and the idea of this is definitely broadening to, like I said, same-sex households that are adopting or surrogacy or whatever. It is most commonly thought of or aspired for when people are wanting a family. This is the idea that people have in their head when they're thinking about this is what a family looks like. Why family matters. Family is our first introduction into the world, it is our first form of socialization, and family departs its morals, beliefs, and values onto us. This is what we carry through our lives as we go into adulthood, as we age, and how we act and function in society. On a more micro scale, family is the start and end to our daily life, and it is arguably our greatest tie to the world. And the only reason I say arguably is because Some people, some families, or some cultures hold maybe more spiritual or religious values as a greater tie, but in this case, we're talking about family. And lastly, what our family teaches us largely guides us through society. It is the basis for what we use to determine how we're going to function, to determine what we're going to do in the future or lack thereof. And that is why it is so important. And that is it. Thank you.